This is a video for Roger, Lauren and Beck. This took the big Penhill Celtic around his second 3-star long here at New Jersey. And he was fantastic in all 3 phases. This is his dressage test. I think this was, it must have been Friday morning. And he did a great test. To be honest, I think he should have scored a bit better, but I always think that. If I had to be critical of his test, I think I lost a few marks in the walk. You'll see in the walk, old Donald started being a little bit unsteady with his head, but obviously he's a very, very flamboyant, flashy, extravagant animal. And the judges seemed to like him. So I think it was a massive field of horses. I think there was 40 or 50 horses in the class. Donald stays nice and settled in the test. I've sort of been amping him up a little bit to try and show him off a little bit more, and you can see that he's a little bit up on his toes in the walk. So I looked at the scores, and yeah, that we lost a few points on the walk. Otherwise, he would have been in the 20s. He was really, really impressive in the cross-country and show jumping as well. The cross-country, let's see, it was like a 8 minutes 30 cross-country course, so it must have been about 3 miles. And he's deceiving Donald. He's obviously a big boy, but he gallops like the wind, and you wouldn't think he's as fast as he is. So we roared around the cross-country, and he did it very, very easy. Made the time. And he pulled up really well. The trot up was no worries. He sound. So I've got to fix up all these little things here where he goes a bit crooked in that canter transition. And then show jumping, obviously he's a great jumper, but can be quirky in the show jumping where he loses his concentration and starts dreaming of another place. So it's been a tricky sort of process where, I've been having to gallop him around pretty fast and get him in front of my leg, but then not get up him so much that he loses his carefulness. So I felt like he jumped really, really well on Sunday. It was a tough enough show jumping course, and he did a good round. So my game plan is to, I'm going to give him 2 weeks off. He's been going pretty hard this year. Been galloping him, getting him really fit and pushing him quite hard to improve for this event. And then, so I just think his body needs a little bit of a break. And I think mentally he's sort of, we just got to make sure we don't make him sour by pressing on him too much. But he's ready for advance. He's done, he's done 2 3-star longs. Both of them, he's finished on his dressage score. And he feels very, very comfortable around especially the cross-country, which is the big part of it. So I'm going to try and find a couple easier advance just to test him over the bigger stuff. And if everything goes to plan, I think he should be ready for a 4-star later this year. I believe he's growing up a fair bit with the how he behaves a bit. Like obviously it's cold and windy, he can be a little bit wild, but I don't know, like with the sort of consistent hard training we've been putting into him to get him to these events, he's sort of permanently a little bit worn out from the day's training, so he's been pretty well behaved. I'm really, really impressed with the horse, though. He, to me, doesn't have a ding. Like, he's obviously a good mover. He's a fantastic galloper, brave horse cross-country, and then in the show jumping, he wants to jump clear. So this is a bit of video from the cross-country. We didn't get that much of it, but you had to go a bit to get the time. And so I decided to cut him loose a bit. And he's a good boy. He never questioned any of the jumps. And this is cross-country course towards the end. So this would be about 8 minutes about here. So he's still ears are pricked and he's feeling fresh. Still got plenty left in the tank, so there's no question in my mind that he could go the extra distance at the 4-star level. And then, like I said, he is very, very sound and healthy after the cross country, and seemed in good spirits for the show jumping.
Penhill Celtic, owned by
Peter Wild's been helping me a fair bit with his show jumping, along with Eric Devander. And we got him jumping well, I think. He's got a really, really big stride, so all the distances on the show jumping and the cross country course are he finds short. You know, he's got a big stride, so we kind of weigh it. It's you've got to always keep balancing him and steadying him up. But he put in a great round jumping, and can't remember what place we finished overall, but it was good. I would have loved to have won it, but I suppose we've got to just keep improving the dressage, because the jumping and the galloping phases, I think, are good to go now. So, yeah, go easy on him for a couple of weeks here, and then try and pick off, find a couple easy advanced events, and then try a 4-star short just after the mid-year sometime. And if all goes well, I think he'll be raring to go potentially for a 4-star long or short towards the end of the year somewhere. But he's happy, healthy, and I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate you sending him out to give me a crack with him, because he's slowly but surely evolving into just a really, really top horse, and I'm starting to think the sky's the limit with him.